Hey everyone, this is Helena, and I'm so excited to be talking with Madeline Charles today. She is a licensed psychotherapist and relationship coach who helps people overcome anxiety and feel more secure within themselves so they can attract the man and relationship they've always wanted. And today we're talking about such an important topic. I've been getting a lot of questions about this one, and that is the number one secret to magnetic attraction and just being absolutely irresistible to your man or to the right man for you if you're single. So welcome, Madeline. Thank you so much for talking with me today.
Hey, Helena. Helena, so excited to be here.
Yes, I'm really excited to jump into this topic, and let's just dive right in today. What is that number one secret to a woman's magnetic attraction power, especially when it comes to dating and relationships?
Yeah, so ladies, I'm sure you are wondering, what is going to make a man crave you and want to keep you around? And we are going to hit on that right now. So it's confidence, but I'm sure you hear that all the time. So let's take it a little bit deeper. When I say confidence, I'm really talking about self-trust, right? That deep inner knowing that you are enough as you are. You don't have to put on a mask. You don't have to act like you're someone you're not. You don't have to stuff down, your needs and your desires, right? Like when you can own your full essence, the full magnetic quality of yourself, that is going to make a man go crazy, right? That's going to make him see, wow, she doesn't need me, but I would really be able to add something special to her life.
I love it. Yeah, something I always say is confidence is like the universal attractant, right? Everybody thinks confidence is sexy, and they were kind of drawn to those people who were truly confident in themselves, not people who need constant attention and they're kind of boastful. That's kind of a sign of a lack of confidence, but just someone who's comfortable in their own skin. And I know it's so easy to say, oh, just be confident, just be yourself and love yourself. But how do you do that? How do you start trusting yourself? And that's what we're going to go into in this video today, right, Madeline? So yeah, what's that first tip you have on how to build this self-trust so you can kind of radiate out this magnetic confidence?
That is such a good question. So I think a big piece of that is knowing what's important to you, right? Like, what are you actually looking for in a partner? And so it might be helpful to kind of reflect on that, journal on that, and to keep that at the forefront of your mind. So as you are meeting new men, as you are maybe dating and establishing relationships, you've really grounded into, this is what I'm about. These are my non-negotiables. These are maybe the things that I'm willing to compromise on, but you have a really strong framework so that you don't end up kind of losing yourself or compromising really important pieces of your values.
I love that you mentioned that as like the first tip, because a lot of times I always talk about, how do you want to feel in your ideal relationship? Most women say they want to feel loved and safe and secure and understood and those kinds of things. And what can happen a lot of times, I know you talk about this a lot in your work too, is a man can show up and we feel this instant chemistry with him, or we get all caught up in how we feel about him and how we're so attracted to him that we kind of ignore how we're feeling about ourselves, right? We kind of abandon our list of how we want to feel. And that list is kind of like your compass. It's going to guide you to find that perfect match for you, or to really feel if this is the right situation for you, if you're in a relationship. So I love that. Getting in touch with what you truly want rather than getting all caught up in how you feel about a man. Did I hear that right?
Yes. And, another piece of that is the women I work with that can feel very anxious and insecure, not confident in relationships. They can be quick to put someone up on a pedestal or create that fantasy. And that's where you can start to lose some of yourself. So when you have kind of that list, or you're really grounded into, this is who I am, this is what I'm available for, that helps you just kind of decipher, is this person actually a compatible fit for me? Or would I have to compromise, way more than I'm willing to?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned this. Whole putting a man on a pedestal thing is a big problem. And of course, this is exactly what I used to do. So I know a lot about it. I talk a lot about it in some of my videos. Yeah, that it's almost like the number one way to kind of push a guy away or prevent him from really coming close. It really kind of kills his desire to pursue you and win you over. Because when we're putting him on a pedestal, we can't help it. We tend to want to go after him and win his love or kind of earn his affection. And it's totally the opposite of this magnetic attraction. That's almost like a leaning forward, grasping, like acquisition energy. And what we're talking about here is attraction, right? So yeah, I love that. What's the next tip you have on how to really like build that self-trust and confidence?
Yeah. So another piece of this is, for my women I work with that can feel very anxious, they oftentimes can just throw everything to the wayside that is important to them when someone they're interested in comes along. So maybe they start ditching their girlfriends because, this guy wants to go out with them, and they're just like clearing their schedule for this guy, or like sitting at home waiting to hear from him. So what's very confident and what helps build that self-trust, that sense of I'm not going to abandon myself for someone, is maintaining the integrity with, these are the things that are important to me. This is what fills me up. I can make space and I'm available to someone special, but I'm going to still anchor into what I need to take care of myself, right? Like I'm not going to put that on someone else.
Oh, I really like that. Yeah, it's like not abandoning yourself, which we've all been there, of course, myself included. We get all wrapped up in our feelings for a man, and we kind of abandon ourselves. Then, of course, what happens is you start to not trust yourself to make good decisions for yourself in dating and relationships, especially if you've continually put yourself in like compromising situations with men, or accepted bad behavior, or put yourself in situations where you're going to get hurt, right? And a lot of us just have done that over and over. So you start to not trust yourself. So I love that. Something I always say is like, how do you build trust with a man? It's kind of like, well, when he follows through on what he says he's going to do, right? And he's like reliable and dependable. Like if he says he's going to call, he calls, right? He doesn't break plans with you all the time. So think about that with yourself, like keeping those commitments you make to yourself, like not abandoning your list of what you want just because you really like this one guy. So that's kind of what came up for me as I heard you talking about that, like keeping the commitments you make, following through on what you say you're going to do, not collapsing your boundaries because you're scared of losing a man. That's so, so important, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you're so onto something there. I think as well, just with like trusting, like, yeah, I don't need a man, right? Like I don't need someone to fulfill me. Like, yes, it'd be amazing to have this incredible partnership, but I'm not looking to him to fill a void. And so, you can kind of do some reflective healing work as well. If you find yourself feeling like, I just need something to be filled within me, like, what is that, right? And another thing I like to recommend is to do like a forgiveness letter to yourself. So if you recognize like, wow, I've totally abandoned myself in past relationships, I've totally lost myself, I've lost my sense of identity, and I want to make sure I don't carry that forward. I want to make sure that I can bring in a really healthy, long-lasting relationship. Write a letter to yourself of forgiveness. I was just like, I am sorry for X, Y, and Z. These are the ways that I promise I'm going to keep us safe in the future. And these are the ways that I'm allowing someone in a way that's not going to just have me losing my sense of self.
Wow, that is beautiful. I don't know if I've ever like had an expert on like say something like that, exactly like that before. So thank you for that. I really like that because otherwise, like there's this thing we do, it's almost like this repetition compulsion where if we haven't forgiven ourselves, our brain is kind of trying to work out a solution. So we'll attract similar experiences over and over and over. Anyone ever been there? I know I certainly have, right? Until you like learn that lesson and make a better choice. I saw this great quote the other day. It was something like, you either get lessons or you get success, right? And if you learn your lessons successfully, you get both because a lot of times these same type of men will keep showing up, and until you choose yourself, you're not going to really start to trust yourself and feel confident and just go, okay, I know I thought this guy was great. I really liked him, but I'm going to choose myself and not compromise what I truly want just to be with this guy, or because I'm scared I'm going to lose him if I don't. That is just like, when you embody that, you're just going to radiate out this irresistible confidence. And that's what really inspires a man to like want to show up for you and step up and pursue you for a real relationship, right?
Yeah, and men, they want to be there for you. Like they want to meet your needs. They want to fulfill your desires, but you have to also let them know what those are. So on the other end of the spectrum, we talk about like kind of this like needy, graspy energy. On the other side of that can be, I just want this so bad. I don't want to look like I'm too much, too needy, too high demanding. So, or like high maintenance. So I'm just going to stuff down my real feelings. I'm not going to speak up about what I really want and need. And that's a form of self-abandonment as well. So when we talk about, magnetizing a man and having this irresistible confidence, it's really about, let it be known what you want, right? Like allow him the chance to show up for you, but he can't do that if he doesn't know what that is.
Oh, I love that so much. I'm so glad you said that. I had no idea you were going to say that. Yeah, I talk a lot about being in your empowered feminine energy. And a huge part of that is the confidence, literally, to express your desires and your needs and your boundaries and not settle right before a guy shows you that he's going to step in and meet you there, right? Not like trying to close that gap and just like, okay, I'll settle for this because maybe this is the best I can do, or maybe this is all that's out there. Maybe time's passed me by and I just need to like settle for less than I want and deserve. Your empowered feminine energy is all about the confidence to express exactly what it is. Of course, in a way that's really open and receptive, not in like a bitchy, like you better treat me like a queen kind of way. It's the opposite. It's like, this is what's going to work for me. This is what feels good to me. What do you think? And then just holding that space, right? Leaning back and seeing what a guy does with that information, right? Does he seem to want to make you happy and meet your needs? Or does he not care? Does he dismiss your feelings, right? So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. That was really, really powerful. I know we want to try and keep this video short for you guys. And we want to talk about your free summit that I was a part of. It did an amazing interview that was so powerful. And you have a lot of other experts coming on your series too. So let's talk about that really quick and then we can close out.
Yeah. So the Irresistible Women Summit, it is a free interview series and gift giveaway. So every expert is sharing a free gift as well, which is amazing. And we're really focusing on attracting lasting love with confidence and ease. So everything we're talking about today, we are going into such more depth during the interview series. I'd love for you all to join us. It's going to be fantastic. I'm sure you get a lot of summit requests, but what makes this different is we are really honing in on the magnetic confidence and overcoming any kind of insecurity so that you can become irresistible and keep those men close.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, Madeline's specialty is helping you move from feeling insecure to feeling super confident, or from like overcoming relationship anxiety and urgency, just becoming your most irresistible, confident self. So I'm really excited. I can't wait to hear all the other interviews. I love the one we did. So if you guys want that, it's totally free. The link's in the description right below this video. I'll also add it to the comment section. Anything else you want to share, Madeline, before we close out today?
Oh man, this has been such a great conversation. And I just want to say, like, your ability to self-trust is right there. It's like right on the edge of whatever you're sitting with right now. And so even if this feels like, oh my gosh, I just feel so stuck here, like, please know there are so many tools for Helena and I are sharing to help you bust through this. So if you want to learn more, definitely sign up for the summit. And I can't wait to share all of that info with you.
Thank you so much. So generous of you. And I love that you're making this free and available to my community here on YouTube. So thank you so much. For everyone watching, let us know your thoughts and experiences with this in the comment section. We love hearing from you. What is your list of things you're not willing to compromise on in a relationship? And also, like, what are some tips that you've had that really worked for you? Like, I learned as much from you guys as you learned from me and all of my amazing expert friends that I bring on for interviews. Like, we learn as much from you and your experiences and like things that have worked for you, things that have been a challenge still. So let us know what you think down below in the comments. We love hearing from you, and we will see you next time. Madeline, thank you so much again. This was amazing.
Yes, thank you.